Hello everybody. Good morning. Well, afternoon now. I'm glad we can stream on this lovely Saturday. I don't know how long we'll be streaming for, but we will be reading some more Reddit stories today. Seeing as we didn't get to finish the saga that we started last night or yesterday because of internet technical issues. So hopefully we won't be receiving any of that bullshit today. So, since yeah, I don't have anybody joining me on the stream today, I will uh, let's just check everybody. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, seeing as I don't have anybody joining me on the stream today, let's get started. So to recap, from yesterday, we'd been reading the story of Lazybeard and his wife. Uh, we'd gone over some of the lies and the bullshit that Lazybeard had told his family, especially his sister-in-law, who is the OP of this story. And we have gone from telling the story of some of his escapades. Now we are getting the description of the nest. Oh, yes, the nest. If you tuned in yesterday or you want to check out the VOD, you get to see some examples of neckbeard nests. But I'm going to pull up the Reddit slash. Is it neckbeard nests? Is this it? No. Anyways. I don't remember. Oh yeah, here it is. Neckbeard nests. So, be able to get an idea of what we're talking about here. Ooh, this one's a video. This is gross. Man, this guy likes Diet Dr. Pepper. Holy shit. By the way, Diet Dr. Pepper, the superior Dr. Pepper. It's all the deliciousness with none of the guilt, but my god. My god. Imagine how much money you'll make back from all those cans, though. Ugh, this guy really liked diet soda. Holy shit. As I sip on a diet root beer at the moment. I love root beer. Oh, and this must be the aftermath of the cleanup. Well, this is wow, what a good job. Oh, the stain. Oh, the stain. I don't even want to know. That's probably like rotten coom or something like that. Here's some more, neckbeard nests, the pseudo hoarders, but with oftentimes a lot more cigarette smoke and drink containers. Oh, it's too bad. Those guys got some. What is it with these guys and having really nice headphones? Like, you got some like razors over there. You got some Bear Dynamics over here. Like, oh man, why WD-40? I'm a little concerned about the WD-40, and hey, I have the same mouse. A little concerned about the WD-40 and the tissues there. I mean, is he using the WD-40 as lube? Yeah. That's definitely a wank zone there. I don't even know what those stains are. Okay, so this person cleaned their room. Oh, wow. Wow. Good job, dude. Good job. You went from nest to highly organized. That's really great to see. Oh, here's another one of just cleaning. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Well, they started at least. Oh, God. Just oh, my God. Oh, this person has a problem. That's a lot of Grey Goose. This person really likes vodka. Holy shit. I love the extremely clean pathway through the pile of bottles. Good Lord. Okay. I heard that. So, moving on to the story. This one is titled The Nest. My Sister Married a Neckbeard, Part 5.1. Part 5, The Nest. Hello, and welcome back to My Sister Married a Neckbeard. I wrote this after posting my first Reddit story ever. At the time of typing this up, I am writing Part 10. I handwrite these before typing them into a Google Doc. Special thanks to everyone reading. Today, my lovely and intimidating Redditors, I will be describing the nest that Sis and Lazybeard live in, remorsefully, the children as well. Before that, I would like to explain some backstory about Sis and I. Our mom was a hoarder. She also never cleaned, nor did teach us how to clean. I refuse to clean a mess that I didn't make, is something Mom told me when I was 16 and we were living in an apartment that she often didn't pay the electric or water bill for. Great mother, right? But the whole time I lived with Mom, I don't really recall her ever cleaning. And I lived with her until a few months before my 18th birthday. Sis and I lived with her until she was 13 when our folks divorced. But we never really learned how to clean or how to. I myself struggle with it. A trick I found is to do things in pieces, so I start in one corner of a room, finish that corner, then move on to the next one. But I suck at making the time for it after work, so this is like calling the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with cleaning. I tend to start in one corner of a room and just sort of like butt scoot my way across the floor, picking everything up. I'm kind of really not the best at keeping things clean, but, I try. Now on to some background on Lazybeard and his home life. Lazybeard grew up with both his parents, elder sister, Donna Beard, and two younger siblings, a brother, Odd Vibes, and a sister, Cheerleader. His dad is a beard too, who I call Sleaze. His mom is a middle school teacher. Oh, God. She taught the drama club and handled tech at the middle school. I was placed in my dad's custody for my 8th grade year and joined the drama club to stay out of the house as long as possible. Donna Beard is the eldest, a beard too with the need to be the center of attention. Cheerleader is the most normal in the family. Odd Vibes is not a beard, in my opinion, but he is a manipulative jerk. Sounds like a great family. Their home when I visited was cleaner than Sis and my childhood home, but it was still messy. Now, BF, who is Sis's best friend as well, as Odd Vibes on and off girlfriend, is a saint. Best friend, not boyfriend. She was the group therapist of the friend group. She would also clean Lazybeard's parents' home, and when Lazybeard and Sis moved out, she would clean their home. She exterminated the roaches and other bugs. Organized the home so there would be a flow and function. BF would come visit, see the nest, and spend the first few days of her visiting cleaning. Aww, that's so sucky. And I want to remind everyone she was doing this at the age of 16 for Lazybeard's family, probably before that. For her care for her friends and their home, I decided to name her Sage. Since, like how people burn sage to cleanse the environments, Sage often ignores and sacrifices herself for her friends. Oh, that's really sweet. I attempted to explain and lay these things out because beards are humans and there are many mental and environmental things that creates these behaviors. And while I find myself enjoying the cringe, I feel like even a small glimpse as to possibly why could prove to remind myself they aren't just characters in a book. That's absolutely true. Again, people have problems. Again, people sometimes just don't know how to clean. They don't have the mental energy for cleaning. So, it's not a big deal. Now let's take a deep breath as I describe the beard nest they lived in and the worst parts of it that I can recall. They lived in a trailer that they owned in a mobile home park community until they got evicted around October-November of last year by the park management. You see, if you own the trailer and you get kicked out, that's some bullshit. I mostly entered through the back door that opened up into the living room. To the right was a short hall with a door to the bathroom and the door to the kids' room. To the left was a step up to what was the dining area. A step down with a wall and a window cut out was a kitchen area that housed the stove, fridge, sink, and microwave. The front door led to the kitchen. Further left was a door. Beyond that was Lazybeard and Sis's room. There was a bathroom at the end of their room. The trailer was a long rectangle. I can draw a diagram of it. I wanted to explain the layout before I described the spaces in more detail. The kids' room was a normal kids' room, messy, but in a child's way. They were often told to clean their own room. I feel like, on average, when Sage wasn't there, it was the cleanest room in the home, which is amazing because Thing 1 naturally takes stuff apart and breaks stuff, though the room often had an odd scent. You see, it's the smells that get me. You know, you can have kind of a cluttered, messy house, but if it smells bleh, I'm going to be like, ugh. The bathroom next to the kids' room was the main bathroom and actually the one everyone in the house used. The toilet was broken at the house's worst point, leaking the spine-crushing aroma of poo-poo and pee-pee that filled the whole house. Oh, God. The scent rushed to escape the house when Sis opened the door for me during my few visits. The scent made me nauseous, and my walking inside was avoided with, "Oh, I just dropped by for a moment. I want to do some random task outside your house with me." Most of the time, that'd be checking the mail. The floor of the bathroom was mostly clear, looked dingy. It needed a few good sweeps and mopping. The bath had a clear line of dirt and grime inside. The sink was off-white, yellow shade. Turning the water on, it either dropped or spurted like a burst pipe. Ooh. There was no in-between. The water would sometimes be brown at first, this being due to people running the trailer park communities. They would often randomly turn off the water to work on the pipes without notice. I know this because I also live in the same trailer park. The mirror on the medicine cabinet above the sink was broken. On the sink, it was a lone thin bar of soap, the kids' toothbrushes, and a nearly empty thing of toothpaste. The sink cabinet had no doors. At some point, I think they put a tarp on it. It was either so the cat had a hidey hole or for an extra litter box. Oh yes, dear Redditors, not only do they have 2 kids, they have a cat. Original post I wrote seems to be too long, so I'm going to split part 5 into smaller parts. Oh, it's the smell. It's the smell that would get me. Like, I feel so bad for the OP having to go into that place. Like, I've been in some houses that just smell so bad. Like I said yesterday that we had, like people who smoke in their homes, just it just, you can never get that smell out. Ever. It's just, it coats the walls. Even if you paint the walls, you scrub the walls, just that smell just stays. It's like people who smoke in their cars, even if like a car's been like fully detailed, they've got taken the everything apart and cleaned it top to bottom. That smell of smoke still stays no matter what. And it's so gross. It's just so gross. People, it's weird though. People who smoke, like, you can tell people who smoke in their home just by like they just have a constant odor of cigarette smoke about them too. So, moving on to part 2 of The Nest. My Sis married a neckbeard, part 5.2. Now, on to the living room area. They had a TV stand with their TV, an Xbox 360, a PS4, both given to them by a friend. A nice friend. There were 2 black milk crates filled with some random wires and tech. I have one of those. I have actually several of those. A multi-plug power strip was Velcroed to the side of the TV stand. There was also a Velcro piece to put the TV remote on. Actually, that's pretty smart. I always lose the remote. On top of the TV stand, Sis set up her dolls. She posed them to tell different stories and such. Sage had helped her with it, though it had a thick layer of dust at one point. Yeah, that sucks. They had been given a beautiful octagonal wood coffee table. A portion of the top showed a are open to show a cubby. The table also had a cubby shelves along the side of it. I think our dad gave it to them because he was moving and needed to get rid of stuff too big for his new place. This beautiful table became dirty and cluttered. Ugh. There were many ash marks from their makeshift grass smoking device Sis had. It was cluttered with random papers, game controllers, empty Dr. Pepper cans. Okay, I find that kind of funny because we were just looking at a beard nest that had insane amounts of Dr. Pepper cans, dead vape batteries, and more. The shelves are the same. The cleanest spot was where the makeshift smoker went. They had 2 couches. Sis sometimes moved them to either open up or close the space. Their couches broke often due to how Lazybeard sits in them, so you would go to sit on the couch only to find the cushion and yourself sinking into the floor with the frame trapping you inside until someone helped you up. These broken cushions were often covered with random clothes or items. They went through several couches like this. They eventually got beige metal folding chairs for people to sit. When not in use, they were folded up and leaned against the wall. Wow. Like, I mean, the folding chairs, like, I've got folding chairs just like that, I'm pretty sure. Oh, man. Sis had set up a long, thin dresser on the opposite wall of the living room. It had 2 to 3 drawers on each side and a door in the center. I haven't a clue what was inside, but I believe our step-grandma gave it to Sis when she was in middle or high school. I'm honestly amazed it was in such good condition. Sis had laid out an old, thin baby blanket on top. She set up her incense crystals and some of her Sailor Moon stuff. But before you ask, yes, Sis and I both owned a Sailor Moon pencil case at one point. I still have mine. I don't know if Sis still has hers somewhere. This was right under a window. Sis referred to this as her shrine. This was, I believe, the cleanest part of the living room. Oh, the Sailor Moon shrine. I mean, there's at least, I know at least a couple now women who had a Sailor Moon shrine. When they were kids, at least. I've never seen one as an adult. Mind you, I mean, we all have our little displays sometimes, but we never call them the shrine. They had a large square chair that Sis always sat in. The edge and seat also held several plushies Sis owned. This square seat was so big that Sis and I could both sit in it together. I love those chairs. Though Sis and I are both small, her a little over 5 feet and me under 5 feet, and we both have the habit of sitting with our legs curled under us. This chair was a light gray color that would later morph into a dark, dingy gray by the end of it all. The floor often had random papers on the floor, sometimes some soda cans and food wrappers. Sis preferred to keep stuff on the floor as Lazybeard doesn't look where he steps. As a habit of his, this habit of his has broken many things like kids' toys and things that fell on the floor with him in the room. Now, honestly, I have clumsy feet too. If we leave stuff on the floor at my place, it's probably going to get stepped on. So I tend to, mitigate how much stuff ends up on the floor. The dining area had one second. Hey, that one guy. Welcome to the cringe. We are still reading Neckbeard stories, and just realized I hadn't been checking my chat. Okay. My phone go beep. My phone go beep. Okay. The dining area had a kitchen table, a toaster. The dining area had a kitchen table, a toaster oven struggling to live, Tupperware with lids holding silverware to protect them from roaches. See so it's just Tupperware with roaches. Like, no. You got problems when you have to do that kind of shit to protect your shit from roaches. That's disgusting. Ugh. I gave them the toaster oven. It was left in my trailer by our dad as he just transferred the title to my name and moved out. He couldn't stand to make much of he couldn't stand to make much of anything after his wife passed. The oven didn't work, so I used the toaster oven as an oven, even though it didn't function the best. Once I was finally able to buy a new oven after 2 or 3 years, Sis asked for the toaster oven since they hadn't had any kind of oven the whole time they lived in the trailer. So I gave it to them. There was a trash can with a bag inside to collect the soda cans so they could recycle them to get extra cash. The cat's litter box was in there as well. Also, fun fact, none of the plugs on one side of the wall worked throughout the whole trailer. Not their fault, it came that way. Lazybeard was supposed to fix it. He was an electrician briefly, after all, though this never got done. The light fixture in the ceiling was also broken. I don't recall when it broke, but I remember coming in to see the remnants of a shattered bulb in the light socket. Sis kept the blinds up during the day for light and used the lamp and the TV at night. The kitchen is where the trash really started to shine. The pipe under the sink leaked, so before they could use the sink, they had to empty this teal plastic tub out. A tub I often saw one of the kids struggling to pick up and dump out around the front porch. Sis told me she called the park management to send out a guy to the kitchen. Felt like it had an odd film on it. Ugh. The fridge was full of random things with no order, which I found odd since Sis often stated they don't have much food. But Lazybeard and the kids eat a lot. Sis and Lazybeard didn't cook often before they moved into the trailer. Sis only started cooking after Sage either encouraged or forced her to learn. However, I never saw Sis clean the kitchen. The kids would be told to clean it eventually. Sis would nag Lazybeard until he gave a half-hearted effort into cleaning it. Ew. We have a third part of they haven't posted anything else. Okay, so this is the last part of my Sis married a neckbeard that's been posted so far. So we'll definitely have to come back to this later. So this is part 5. This is my Sis married a neckbeard. Oh, look, it is a bitch. Hi, Shadow. But you da bitch. You da bitch. You know it, Shadow. You da bitch. No, you. All right. Let's listen. Let's finish off this tale, and we'll find something else to read, or we'll switch to doing something else. I didn't think this would be a very long stream today. I just wanted to to finish up this saga and get a little bit of streaming done. So, let us move on. Lazybeard and Sis's bedroom was the worst part of the house. They had a large bed, but the thin metal frame was broken on one side. Sis told me Lazybeard broke it with his weight and the way laying in the bed. They at some point propped up that side on something, but if you touched it the wrong way, it would collapse. Ugh. They had the washer and dryer on one wall. Despite this, the floor was littered with dirty clothes that never seemed to get clean, despite Sis doing laundry so often. The dryer broke at least twice that I can recall. I have no clue what they did to the washer, but the washer caused all their clothes to smell gross. Like a mixture of dank sitting water, poo-poo, and pee-pee. I'll go into more depth on that post later. So what's probably wrong with their washer is it needs to be cleaned. There is a little trap on the bottom of most washers that you need to empty out every once in a while. Or if you have like a washer like I do, there's these little like mesh bags that you have to open up every once in a while and empty out. And they're there to catch like lint and other stuff that would normally get into the water system and clog it up. Just a little tip there if you have... a washer that starts smelling like shit. They had a walk-in closet with a water heater that for the longest time did not work. How do these people live like this? Jesus. I mean, I guess they're dirt poor because Lazybeard refuses to fucking work. I I had to arrange with our mom to come fix it. Mom, while she was emotionally cruel to us, was a plumber with a local plumber union for a few years. Said local union was sexist, however, and when mom got laid off, they refused to give my mom any more work. That is kind of shitty. And who had to be mom's helper fixing the water heater? Sis? No. She purposely went to watch the kids and avoid mom. Can't say I blame her, but still, it's your house though. Lazybeard? He has proven his incompetence over and over again. This was long after he got kicked out of the electrical union. So I was made to help mom. Did I even live in this trailer? No. Am I for some reason brought in to financially support and arrange to fix shit when Sage isn't around? Unfortunately. Deep breath, deep breath. And onward to the beard nest. The walk-in closet was more clothes piled on the walk-in closet had more clothes piled on the floor, like a hill that was one day dreaming of being a mountain. On the shelves in the closet was random books, Sis's old sketchbooks, some old yearbooks, and probably some old high school theater booklets with some other stuff. I just recalled their bedroom had a dresser with a large heavy vanity on top. The mirror had shelves on it. Sis had set up her manga collection on it at one point. Sis often sets up her collection in small spaces she'll actually clean and arrange her collection in. The dresser was one of those during this random time. I had entered the bedroom. I actually find a lot of these collection vignettes to be very nice, though all the trash, roaches, and gross when you zoom out is disturbing. Ooh, yeah, the roaches are just what does it for me. I couldn't live in a place that had roaches. I'd move out or burn it down. Now the last part of the chaotic home, the bathroom in their bedroom. The door was covered with 2 throw blankets. Not sure if the place came without a door or if they broke said door. It was only in this space about 3 times at most of the years they lived there. Oh, it was only in this space about 3 times at most in the years they lived there. When you first entered, you would see a sink. I remember the center of the sink bowl was black, like caked on cigarette ash with black specks around the bowl. There was a hole, I believe, in the bathroom floor. You had to step over it to get to the toilet and bathtub. Yee. The toilet eventually broke. Odd, since Lazybeard was the only one using it. The bathtub would have been an ivory white had it ever been clean. Instead, it was a yellow, dingy yellowish gray. Abandoned soap and shampoo around the bathtub rim and shelves. All in all, the bathroom wasn't the worst one I had seen, and wasn't as dirty. Probably because Lazybeard and Sis started using the other one by the kids' room. This is all I can recall about this home. They lived there for several years, at least 6 years, I believe. I don't recall a move-in date. I just know Dad's 4th wife was still with us when they moved in, and I was with my partner of 8 years before they moved. So, at almost 7 years, shortest 5. This part is so long, I'm sure... Oh, that's just the outro there. Dang. Wow. That's pretty bad. It's the roaches that do it for me. That's pretty fucking awful, I have to admit. All right, let's do top this year. No, let's just we lost headphones. Hold on. Okay. Let's grab that one. Oh, this one's going to be a good one. All right. So these are some that kind of caught my eye here. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, Oh, this one's really short. Okay. Uh, Neckbeard fails college because of women. At work, this guy, A, was bragging about his lifestyle. He told everyone he was a huge playboy in college. A also referred to women as females or sleuths. A told everyone that he was studying to be a history teacher and that it was going to be very easy because he's a genius that knows history better than most people. Well, his first attempt to make himself look cool was hitting on a lesbian couple, claiming he can give them a great time and turn them straight again. He literally sucked at his job, so people disliked him very quickly. He stacked boxes and trailers and couldn't stack walls to save his life, and always claimed that he was tired or distracted by all the women he was chasing. Well, at the end of December 2022, he randomly told everyone he had to quit because he flunked college with a 0.4 GPA. By the way, GPA is usually out of 4. So 0.4. Whew. And that it was all the women's fault for seducing him and dressing slutty. A left after calling the lesbian girls sleuths and claimed that they sent him lewd pics and that he was willing to give all the other guys who worked there the pics. Luckily, everyone declined and threatened to report him, but he quit before they could. Side notes: A also told all the men in his flawless. Side notes: A also told all the men his flawless secret to pick up girls was to just buy them things until they owe you smacks. He also kept trying to invest in my band, a work in progress, by using Bitcoin scams and by boosting our popularity by hiring females, to go to shows. He was also a follower of Andrew Tate, and called himself an alpha male, and he for some reason called me a Chad for being single. By my choice, I have problems I need to work on. Well, goddamn. I mean, that's not the worst one we've heard, but that was a good palate cleanser after the neckbeard nest. All right. Is this oh, this is a oh wow, this is a long one. Okay. All right, we're gonna do a long one. me. That's a little bit of my Dwinky poo. All right. Neckbeard party. Attention shoppers. Oh, God. Oh, this is a Ramtide story. Okay, this guy is this guy is awesome. He writes some amazing story. He's also created his own like tabletop game that he's working on, but we'll get to that another time. But yeah. Okay. You know what? Actually, I'm going to save this one for another day because I'm actually going to message Ramtide and ask if I can read this one because he's written this for somebody else. So, okay. He wanted $100 as compensation for the breakup. Oh, I'll start this off by saying this was an LDR and thank you. And thankfully so, because my life probably would have been in danger if I ever met this guy. Oh God. I was dealing with depression for a long time and met him on an online game 6 months after I recovered. It wasn't long until he started hounding me to date him. I didn't have any standards for relationships. And since he seemed nice, I accepted. He said he was into cute stuff, and I thought it was fine until I found out the cute stuff he was referring to was lollies. Those of you who don't know what a lolly is, or lolicon, it is supposedly, and I'm using air quotes here, adult female adult women who look like children. So it's essentially people being PDF files without, thinking they're not being PDF files. So yeah, lolly is gross. I found out the cute stuff he was referring to was lollies, which are pictures of underage anime girls. Okay, it explained it there. I just didn't read far enough ahead. I thought this was strange, but thought if I didn't say anything, it would be fine. It was not fine. He started spamming me pictures of them every day for a year, and a couple of days we were together. Ugh. First, they were clean, but so slowly dissolved into not safe for work images. Oh God. When I finally told him to stop, he said he wanted me to like them like how he liked them, and I felt I needed to reiterate to him that I'm a straight woman, and the pictures of he was sending me looked like children, and I'm not into children. I don't think he stopped, if I remember right. Ugh. As the months continued, his personality changed to something I simply could not tolerate. He became super irrational, and it was unbelievable. He had a PS4 and would go on to long rants about he hated Sony because his PS4 was defective. I thought it was ridiculous because I've had toasters that didn't work and... Ow. Hold on. I've had toasters that didn't work. Okay. So I've had toasters that didn't work how I wanted them to, but I don't hate the company. I failed to notice the other red flags, like him hating everyone I knew. He started getting mad at me for reasons unclear, and the seldom times I had to work for 8 hours. Towards the end of the relationship, he started begging me for nudes or half-naked photos, and I always declined because I knew I shouldn't put myself into a position to be blackmailed. Very smart. Very smart. 1 second here. Get blackmailed. We almost broke up previously, but he talked me out of it, but I was getting extremely fed up with his behavior. I was tired of the lollies, the irrational behavior, the terrible personality, the begging for nudes, and him trying to convert me to atheism and just needed to get away. Whew. Militant atheists. We talked nearly every day, and he would get mad if I went a day without talking to him, so I lied about being sick just to have an excuse not to talk for a few days. I enjoyed the alone time and reflected on our relationship and realized that he made my life more absurd than it already was. I knew he was dealing with a depression, and considering I just got out of a depression, I thought staying with him would have helped. However, it became apparent he had other problems besides depression, and he didn't want to put any effort into trying to fix them. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can't stay with somebody just because you think that you're going to help them, especially with depression. Depression is something you really have to work on yourself, because it's... yeah. I knew I was dragging things out by avoiding him, so I cut my break short and just broke up with him. He called me a bitch then he wanted me to take him back. Said if I ever went to hell, he would be waiting for me, and said he should have broke up with me first. He asked me for $100 as compensation for the breakup, and I refused. What? Like, what? Why do you need $100 for a breakup? That's freaking redonkulous. Anyways, let's continue. Jeez. During the time we were together, I gave him at least $400, and he blew it all on lolly mobile game purchases and was going to do that if he got more money. Okay. My brain broke a little bit. That's really gross. I was just done with him, even though he was the one into children and I was the one dating a child. Well, mentally, hopefully. He threatened to unalive himself, and I took it kind of seriously. We both were living with a toxic single mother and sibling that made our lives hell, so I know the feeling of wanting to escape by any means necessary when you don't have the finances and have nowhere to go. I wasn't dumb though, and I knew he was probably trying to bait me, so I gave him a hotline number in case he wasn't kidding and he wasn't amused. The conversation lasted a while, and it ended with me saying goodbye and blocking his number and all his social media accounts. Good for you, OP. Damn. I was just stunned afterwards. I was the one always being broken up with, so I never expected to meet someone so terrible I had to break it off myself. A lot of guys think they could get a girlfriend if ladies lower their standards, but that's just not true. Even if you happen to find someone with no standards, you can still fuck it up by being a terrible person. As mean as it sounds, the guy literally had nothing to offer. The guy claimed to be 1 inch shorter than me and at least double my weight. I'm short and petite, but dealt with it because I thought relationship could work without physical attraction, and it doesn't. He had no desire to go to work, go to school, or better himself, to move out of his mom's house, had mental issues, and at one point said he needed help but wasn't going to get it, was into gross stuff and was trying to convert me. Ugh. The crazy part is back then I would have accepted all of it if he wasn't so bad. All I needed back then was one good thing to keep a relationship going, but he had nothing. Even though I recovered from depression, I knew at the time my head wasn't on as straight as I thought it was. I certainly have standards after dealing with him, and now when a guy tells me he's into cute stuff, that requires more questioning from me. That's fair. This happened a couple years ago, and I think about him sometimes and wonder if he's still alive. I really hope so. I don't really wish anybody to, unalive themselves. It's really not the best. It's really not the way out. Definitely get help if you're having those kind of thoughts, people. Like, the last thing I want is one of you to hurt yourself because of what's going on in your life. It can always get better. There's always a way out. You just need to talk to the right people and make the right steps in your life. Part of me feels he'll be alive as long as games about lollies continue to be made with them forever. Would not make me enthusiastic of the future. Oh, wait. Continue to be made, but I imagine what would have happened if I hadn't gotten a job to move away from my toxic family. The idea of living with them forever would not make me enthusiastic for the future, to say the least, so it really makes me wonder if he's still around. I know I went easy on him during the breakup, but I did this purposefully because I feel toxic people don't often change, and the only way to minimize the chance of them becoming malicious is by telling them they didn't do anything wrong and the feelings just aren't there anymore. I posted about this guy twice, one compressed screenshot about the day we broke up, and one screenshot of him texting me from his mom's phone after I blocked him on everything. I'll put the links below if you want to look. All right. Oh, we got some creepy PMs. Maybe we should go do some creepy PMs. Those would be fun. And you can read this. You can read my story on your YouTube channel if you like. And while you don't have to, I would like you to send me a link to your channel or video afterwards. Absolutely, I'll make sure to send that to you later. Nothing but dead inside. All right. Okay. Oh wow, this is gonna be fun to read. Okay, hold on. Let's just. All right. This is gonna be okay. I'll just do it this way. All right. Okay, this is I think the white is the neck beard. My ex wants both of us to go to hell so he can force me to be with him and ask for money as payment for the breakup. Okay, we're gonna read this in the neckbeard voice. I don't have the desire for your shit. You betrayed me. Okay, starting over. I don't have the desire for shit. You betrayed me. The only desire in my existence lied to me. You kept it going knowing full well after a certain point there was no going back. Yet you still went back. If you go to hell, be sure I'll be there. I'll be there. Bleh. If you go to hell, be sure I'll be waiting. Nothing will get better. You. Wow. Wow. Okay. Nothing will get better. You were my chance to get better. You were my
get better chance, and I was a fool for giving it to you, knowing full well how humans are. I should have fucking known.
All right, make sure to laugh and taunt me if I end up there, and you get a break.
Why would I laugh and taunt you? In hell, I can force you to be mine. Not here, but in hell, I'll make sure you pay by having the dishonor of being mine. But don't worry, I won't follow your example. I won't discard you while we burn. Okay, Blank, I'll help you clear your conscience.
I don't think you really know or care about how I feel, but I understand because you're hurt.
Just get me $100, that's all. After all, it feels like I was just a service, a tool that doesn't work. Nothing will change this pain ever again. But it's eternal. But you need some way to get to feel non-guilty, right?
Conversation was about 3 hours long, so I cropped it. He lives with his mom, doesn't go to work or go to college, so I refused to give him money. For necessities, Blank, you have a place to stay, food, and water to maintain yourself. Giving you another game card would not go towards those things. I hope you get the help you need.
No, so you won't even fill the hole that you left? You're the worst. Ugly, ugly-hearted. I'm glad it makes you happy to have destroyed yet someone else. You shouldn't have done this to me.
Oh, this guy's... Oh, the edge in this guy. Oh, the edge in this guy. He's so edgy. Oh. All right. This is using the mom's phone to text OP from the story we just read. Excuse me.
I'm still here. I'll still wait, even though you betrayed me and abandoned me. And I said the things in the midst of the pain that still makes me cry. Now I'm still here, and I'll find a way to save you, even if I have to do it alone. Even if you yourself is against me too. I refuse to believe everything was a lie. I'll never forget you. I'll never forget what you told me, so I won't leave you alone.
I also love how this guy doesn't ever put two L's in aisle. He also doesn't seem to use punctuation except for commas. This is fucking gold. Ooh, we're gonna click into some creepy PMs. Let's do some creepy PMs. I'm in the mood. Oh my god. No, that's a little too... wow. Sorry, 1 second. I have to tell you something. Okay. Oh god, okay. We'll do this one here.
I have to tell you something.
Is it important?
Yes, it's very important. I want to give you another try. I can do anything.
I'm 17, you know that?
You're legal.
I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who could be my father.
You're legal. Don't know why you're calling me a pedo if I am doing a bad job, because you're not a kid. This picture of you is pretty smexy. Would love to see more of you. Beautiful girl, so mature.
Okay. Oh, no, we're not reading that one. That one we're going to save for another video. All right, I like this one.
Stupid white hoe bag. Stay out of Monster Energy. The sub is literally for the BIPOC community.
Most chronically online thing I've seen in a while, thank you. How am I a hoe bag for posting on a subreddit about energy drinks? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh man. I love chronically online people. We're gonna... We're gonna switch back to more neckbeard stuff in a minute. I'm following the cringe. What was the title again? I'm a feminist weirdo, according to this brilliant guy. Read context. 1 second here. Oh, the guy found me from a friend's sub and he started being pushy about Spanish women. For clarification, I just told him I'm South European. I'm not Spanish, but he kept going. I posted somewhere else and someone commented that having a preference is not a fetish. Well, I think that if you are obsessed and pushy about it, there is some fetishization. Wrong? Am I wrong? So we're gonna zoom in here. Let's make sure that you guys can see what I'm reading. No, not really. 1 second here. Let's just duplicate and all right. There, now you guys can see the whole image. You guys can see the whole image I'm seeing here. 22, European.
Nice. Eastern. What do you look like?
South.
Nice.
Yeah, nice and great weather.
Yeah, definitely. What do you look like? Tan skin?
I have a head, 2 arms, 2 legs. Like all people, I'd like to think.
Have you got the Spanish look? I love them.
Yeah, you can take your fetish and go somewhere else. Smiley face.
It's not a fetish, you idiot. Why is liking Spanish women a fetish? You need to look up in the dictionary.
Because you kept pushing and asking. You said you
love them.
Like, if someone is from somewhere else, you wouldn't like them?
So I love a biscuit? Is that a fetish?
Oh, God. Don't try to justify yourself. You kept asking what it looked like. Tanned skin. Why would you care?
So that's just chat. If you can't handle that, you shouldn't be on the internet.
Oh, so you shouldn't be predatory and creepy towards women? Emotional intelligence is a nice trait to have.
Ha ha ha! Fuck off! It wasn't being creepy at all. Did you ask personal questions? Wow. Have you got tan skin is very predatory, isn't it? Get a life. Obviously, just a bore who thinks yourself better than everyone else.
Oh, here we have an offended man-child with incel behavior who decided to rage bait. You also don't know anything else other than cursing? Education might be out of your list. Too bad. Hope you can keep your mother's basement where you live clean. Lol.
Hope you get a life and liven up a bit. Probably just a feminist weirdo.
Feminist? Weirdo? You made my day. R/creepy BMs will love you. And we on this channel also love you, Mr. Creepy Guy. Oh, that was a good one. All right. Let's find us another story. Oh, no. Okay, let's go to this one. This one's a little more zoomed in. This is a nice short one, and this one's from r/off my chest originally, but it was reposted in Neckbeard Stories. So this one's about Andrew Tate and alpha male Instagram reels ruined my boyfriend. Ugh. Andrew Tate is the 3rd worst person on the planet right now, in my opinion. I mean, we've got the top one, of course, is the Orange Cheeto Man, and then the second one is electric Nazi guy, the musky husky, and the third one is Andrew Tate. These people are a scum upon society, in my personal opinion. So, who wants some of this shit? I had met up with a lovely man this time last year. He was amazing, sweet, and very kind to me. He would go to the edges of the world to make me happy. He got into construction months later and fell in with the wrong people who urged him to get into the manosphere. to watch people like Andrew Tate and to learn to be a top G. He started off slowly but shocking. He called his ex sleuts and whores, despite him having a massive body count and his exes being with maybe 6 to 12 guys. After having sex one time, he pulled out his phone and went on Instagram and heard him watching something like 99% of the world's problems would be solved if women had their body count on his head. Okay. And he said, facts! I don't know why I ignored it. I thought it was just a passing phase. He would watch more of these and try to show them to me, but I refused. He kept on always, and I put my foot down and he stopped. But his attitude didn't. He saw one story of a woman with 12 kids and called her a sleut. Really? He wants to have lots of kids to repair his bloodline with me, because he loves me so much. And that really turned me off from having kids with him. I don't want him to think I'm a whore for being monogamous and having lots of kids with him. Oh boy. A few days ago, he liked some posts like, I'd rather have a gay son than a thought daughter. Or, I'd rather pick up my son from a nightclub than my daughter from a bar. That really put a sour taste in my mouth. The last straw was last night. There was this tweet I saw of a pastor with the sign, "You deserve to be R-worded," who got hit in the head with a baseball bat, and someone commenting that maybe he should have worn a helmet. His response made me drop my jaw. He called the woman who hit him with the bat stupid, and he hoped that he had pressed charges. He also said that, what did they expect presenting themselves to the world like that? I got silent and went back to my phone. He got pissy and left the room to do his own thing. I can't believe I let it get to this. I don't know why I thought this was a phase and that he would stop. I'm heartbroken. The man I loved is gone, or maybe he was never there to begin with. Either way, I'm a mess and I feel like I wasted a year and so much on him. That is fucking sad. The toxic masculinity really is called toxic because it really just destroys people's personalities. Like, it's so hard to get out of that sort of mindset once you're in it. And I mean, most people are smart enough to realize what it is. And I've seen people devolve into this sort of pseudo inceldom where they're, everybody is a slut and everybody is a whore. And it's just like, it's toxic. Men are not inherently better than women. Men are better at certain things than women, and women are better at certain things than men. And there's so much crossover, and there's so much opportunity in this world for everybody to be equal. I don't understand why these people think that they have to put others down to make themselves feel better. Plus, also the hypocrisy. He's talking about, like, this woman he's calling a sleut because she has 12 kids. I mean, if she has 12 kids with, she has 12 kids, and then he wants 12 kids with his partner because he wants to repair his bloodline. Like, I'm sorry, like, sounds like your bloodline's fucking toxic as shit. There's a lot of people out there that could really use their fucking bloodline to die out. But anyways, let's find something a little bit more gross. Weirdo and Crocs. Oh God. Chased by a neckbeard through a grocery store. Oh no. Don't let the neckbeards chase you through the grocery stores, children. Oh, all right. La 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 la. Okay. This incident occurred at Safeway in the United States. I was casually walking through the store without a shopping cart. I just wanted to grab a few things and go. So I walked to the cereal aisle, and I encountered the neckbeard. He was a big, fat white man with a pug nose, a lot of fat on the head and face, and of course a thin beard on his neck. A true beard is what is when you can't see the skin underneath it. However, his beard was so thin that I could see skin underneath it. Okay, to be perfectly honest, I have parts of my beard that are like that, but it's called grooming, and you can actually groom your beard. You can trim your beard to make it fuller and account for the patchiness. But right now, since I'm trying to regrow my beard after shaving it off, it's gonna look like shit for about a month. So I'm probably gonna get mistaken for a neck beard quite a few times. A bunch of hair growing out of his fat neck like grass in California's drought-stricken areas, and all his hair was only below the jaw, but it was hard to tell where the jawbone ended to the large amount of fat. So his beard was half bald, and his sight was mirrored by, and this sight was mirrored by his head, also half bald. Also half bald. On his head was a tilted fedora with similar thin grass-like hair sticking out from underneath. He was dressed in a loose-fitting red T-shirt and jean shorts, a borderline pornographic lolicon T-shirt, and stained gray sweatpants. Okay, so they may obviously made edits here. To be honest, I think this is a fiction story, but we're going to continue to read it. I'm not going to read the crossed out versions after this. So, around his girthy stomach was stretched a leather belt done up to the last hole and adorned by a katana. Oh yeah, okay. This is a fiction story for sure. And he smelled like a combination of poopy coom and cat urine. He stood at the side of an aisle with his cart, which was piled to the top with various kinds of prepared food, like frozen pizza and whatnot. I didn't see a single vegetable in his cart, but I was just walking without a cart. I was searching for a certain cereal box, and I found it. It was the last box, so I got it. Despite being 10 feet away, the neckbeard saw me grabbing the last box of Gorilla Crunch cereal. He yelled at me, "Hey, I wanted that!" I didn't pay attention to him and turned to leave. But when he came over and snatched the cereal box out of my hands, still frozen from the sudden shock, I looked how he turned around and came back to his shopping cart and stuffed the cereal box deep within his shopping cart. Deeper. Between the wall of the basket and the other items he had there. Recovering from the sudden shock, I told him that he was being a jerk and that he should give me back the box because I had it in my hands first. He just laughed at me, snorting like an old bull. The conversation followed. Me, dude, you took my box. Give it back. Him, fuck you. Me, fuck your wife, dude. Are you homosexual? It was purely transactional. He growled at me. His face became red like the inside of a watermelon. Then suddenly he unsheathed his katana with a shout of "Baka!" and started walking towards me. His eyes looked like a wild boar. He swung the blade with all his weighty might, missing me by a good foot and impacting against the metal strut of the shelving, causing it to shatter. There was nothing else that I, a skinny nerdy boy, could do against a 400 or 500-pound sumo wrestler of a man, so I ran away. He chased me. I ran down the aisle. I could hear his feet following me. Stomp, 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 stomp. And he was breathing heavily between screeches of "Ree!" and "Baka!" He ran faster than he looked able to, but I was the more agile, so I darted between the aisles. And then I was in the end of an aisle next to the cashier area, and there was a small cardboard stand with chocolates and cookies. I ran straight ahead, then suddenly jumped to the right. The neckbeard was running after me. He couldn't react in time, and he crashed into the stand, completely destroying it, scattering the sold goods, and he himself ended on the floor of the store. Then I stopped and looked back, and this boulder of man-child emitting high-pitched "rees." He looked beaten, drawing in deep breaths, pale, and more sweat pouring out of him than I thought humanly possible. He slowly began to stand up and walked towards me, halted by a voice from the other side of the register. "Chris!" the man called out. "How many times do I have to tell you, stop fucking around and get in the truck?" "But Mommy Honker-Donkers," Chris whinged. "This beta took the last box of Gorilla Crunch and called me gay." "Chris," the man bellowed, you sucked dick for meth. He's about right. Now get in the truck or I'm leaving you here. But Chris began before the trucker boomed back. Chris, now, truck. The neckbeard went silent, hung his head, and threw the shattered katana or nowhere in particular before ambling off outside, shortly followed by the sounds of a truck leaving the parking lot. I went back to where it all began to collect my items as well as retrieving the box of Captain Gorilla Crunch from his trolley, triumphantly paying for my goods. Oh, and everyone clapped, and Stacy at the register gave me her number and offered to help me eat the cereal with tomorrow for breakfast. So this is obviously a parody story of a saga read by a YouTuber named RedX about Chris Trucker, who was probably the neckbeardiest neckbeard that ever neckbearded a neckbeard. I will make sure when I post this to the VOD on my YouTube channel, I'll make sure to link to that saga for you guys because I don't think I have the mental capacity to read that saga. Oh, all right. We've been going for an hour on neckbeard stories. I'm probably going to do a little bit more, and then we'll probably end it a little bit early today just because I'm a little bit tired today, and oh, it's snowing again. All right, I have to go out before the snow gets too bad. So, will you go out with me? Let's find another story here. Ooh, anime convention neckbeards. Ooh, I love. Oh, okay. This one's really short, but I don't know if I should. I think I should tell a story about. I mean, I've seen some neckbeards at anime conventions. That's for sure. I used to frequent them a lot when I was younger. Less so now. I just find it's just not my scene anymore. I was never a cosplayer or an anime artist of any kind. My art is more of the furry variety. Yeah. I do go to furry cons though. So if you do come to several furry cons around, especially Vancouver here in March, I'll be there. You can come meet me. I know if you're following Reika, you can also meet her. We'll be there, and yeah. So let's read a little bit of the anime convention neckbeards. Oh yes. So back in the early 2010s, which is when I was going to anime cons the most. I got the opportunity to go to my first anime convention. I had never been to one before, and I thought it would be pretty fun. I was a 15 to 16-year-old guy at the time, and to be honest, I was a bit of a cringy kid. The group of girls I was with all insisted we have free hug signs. They also thought it would be fun for me to dress and drag for the convention. I've always had a small figure, so it was a pretty easy thing to do and honestly ended up being a lot of fun. Cool. I didn't really complain. I was mostly dressed a bit goth with a black corset, green skirt, black tights. It all went off really, really well for a long time until we ran into a pack of roving neckbeards. Oh, it's worse when they travel in packs. Normally neckbeards are too antisocial to travel in packs, but when they gather, the walls shake. And the stench. Oh, the stench. Anyways, they came over and asked for a hug from me and my friend. We'll call her T. We said sure, and did so when one of them decided to reach his arms around me, pick me up, and shout, "This one's mine!" and started carrying me away. He dropped me shortly after. Clearly it was an attempt at a joke, but definitely didn't go over well. When I said, "What the hell was that?" and heard my clearly male voice, he got angry, called me a few derogatory terms, and ran off with his group. I know it's not the most exciting story, but that guy carrying me was absolutely terrifying. Be safe at cons, friends! Oh, yeah, there's a reason they banned things like yaoi paddles and like free hug signs at most anime conventions. Yeah, like this person, the reason my local anime con has rules that you agree to before you buy the ticket. One rule added is that you can't harass women or touch them unless given permission to do so. Anime conventions are notorious for creepy people. Last time I was there, a creep tried to touch my ass. He quickly ran away after noticing my boyfriend standing behind me. See, that's when you you notice that kind of shit, somebody running away like that, you just kind of stick your foot out and just watch them eat shit on the floor. Anyways, all right. Let's find another one. Oh, it's another short one. Sweet. I like short ones.
How dare you have plans when I want to hang out?
All right. I, 24 female, have an acquaintance of the neckbeard kind, 25 male, who is of the belief that no is just a yes that just hasn't been said yet, and considers himself to be the smartest person in the room. Mr. Smartbeard is convinced that he can somehow annoy you into doing what he wants. If he just asks often enough. Oh, sorry. Mr. Smartbeard is convinced that he can somehow annoy you into doing what he wants if he just asks you enough. He has done this before several times with several different things, and it seems like he is really angry by now that his approach to problem solving has never worked with me. Some time ago, he wanted to talk me into attending a festival, which is several days long. I said no, and it took weeks for him to stop annoying me about it, only for him to ask again about a week ago. No idea what he hoped to accomplish with that, but maybe he thought I would have changed my opinion at that point. It's still a no, by the way. I can't skip work for a festival. So, since his usual approach never works, I guess he tried to be more forceful today. He asked me if I wanted to go to a club on Friday, and I said no, since I already had plans for that day. Not to mention I had to go to work. He did not take that well at all. Smartbeard immediately went off on me, being like, if you don't have time, you make time. I wouldn't have had time for social interactions either if I followed my own selfish plans. Like, all right, man. Sorry for not canceling my plans just because you decided that we need to go to a club that day. I answered him, telling him that he was acting really rude and that he wasn't entitled to my free time. He instantly tried to backpedal, telling me that his outburst wasn't directed at me and was just a general statement about the way his friends are treating him. He always complains about not having friends and then pulls stuff like this that drives everyone away. Several ex-friends of his have told him why they cut contact, and he still refuses to change his behavior because in his mind, it couldn't possibly be his fault for everyone is leaving. Wow. Wow. All right. I think we got time. We can maybe do one long one or a couple of small ones. Footbeard. Oh, dear. Footbeard round 2. So I'm trying not to find. Let's. Okay, that's a big saga. Norwegian neckbeard, no. Is that it? Okay. Let's see. Let's find this person's. They posted a bunch. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna finish off the stream. I think with this story here. This is Catfished by a Beard by Mutor. Okay. Hello, Reddit. I'm new here, and I have never posted a story before, but I'm listening to other stories and have inspired me to share my misadventures by dealing with a beard of my own. I hope someone out there will benefit from this and maybe be able to see the red flags that I so obviously missed. It's taken me 3 years to finally be able to open up about this publicly. I suffer a sheer amount of embarrassment and anxiety to even repeat the atrocities that have unfolded. There's a slight spoiler alert here. The story will contain some mature content and scenarios later on down the line that may be triggering for survivors of different types of abuse. Fair warning. With that out of the way, I hold my breath and dive into the worst 2-year span of my life. For the past 14 years, I've been using my skills as a digital artist in a virtual universe. Much like the textures one would design for, say, a character in a video game, I designed custom skins, clothing, jewelry, furniture, rooms, or even original pieces of artwork for people's display pictures and posters. Things people can buy from my shop and then equip on their avatars or commission me directly. Well, with that many years of experience, I have actually made quite a name for myself as what they call a pro developer on the platform. I even get paid real money for every piece of art, my art that sells. It's super fun and very rewarding. As a severe introvert and sufferer of social anxiety, this is also a great way for me to connect with people all over the world from the safety of my own home. I've made a lot of longtime friends along the way. Unfortunately, this is also how I inevitably got thrown into the mix with the worst manipulative person I have ever had the misfortune of meeting. We'll call him Weeabeard. Ooh. Okay, in this virtual world, there are many ways to interact with your friends, one of them being countless chat rooms that you could enter and either sit or stand in. You can walk around or fly like in another popular virtual world. I was pinged by a fangirl of mine as I was doing nothing more than playing through Oracle of Ages for the umpteenth time, I accepted the chat request, and I was promptly transported into one of these chat rooms. I have grown accustomed to, regrettably, she dragged me in to show off one of the other patrons in the chat room. Fangirl, mute, hi, I want you to meet my friend. She had typed almost as soon as I had loaded into the room. I grimaced behind the safety of my computer screen, thankfully that nobody could see the actual depths of awkwardness that this sort of thing always brought me, and I put on the most cheerful front. Oh, hey, fangirl, how is it going? Hello. I sucked in a breath and blew it out as I dragged my mouse cursor over the screen, panning around the small, dimly lit room and zooming in on the other avatars that occupied the space reflected back to me on my monitor. Few people in male avatars, nobody remarkably stood out to me. Certainly nobody I had met before. My attention started to drift back to my game when a private message popped into view in my chat box. Weeabeard.
Hey, I'm actually a huge fan of your work. I've just never had the nerve to talk to you before. Sorry she dragged you in here like this. Ha ha ha.
As flattering as it may seem to be complimented all the time, let me tell you, it gets awkward really fast. Especially when you are dragged into a room full of strangers, put on display like some sort of showpiece, to be oogled and ogled over. Although I was super nervous about being made the center of attention, I tried to remain polite and thankful. I sent Weeabeard a smile emoji and thanked him for the support, telling him not to feel shy around me. I'm just a person after all. Quite literally nobody else aside from this quite literally a nobody aside from this virtual world. He argued with me on the matter, saying,
I disagree. You have a lot of talent. I wish I could create like you, but I suck at art. So, what are you up to, winky face?
I blinked at my screen, taking in the winky face before my eyes and tilted my head slightly. Was this guy flirting with me? Nah, I decided, just being friendly, right? Besides, I had no reason to believe he was a creep or anything. Yet. I just told him I was playing Oracle of Ages and ensured that and what ensued was a 3-hour-long conversation about Zelda. I am a super mega fan of Zelda. You get me started and I will not shut up about it. He was seemingly just as big a fan as well, as I was as well. So the conversation took off without a hitch. We stayed up late into the night chatting about a great many things besides Zelda, of course. Both of us sharing our own likes and dislikes of different music, games, YouTube videos, movies, etc. The rest of the room had forgotten as we dissolved into our own little world off in the corner. Little did I know this was all just a ploy to get me closer to him, tangled into his web of deceit and lies, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, my fingers hurt, so I'm going to end this here for now. Again, I'm new to this, so be gentle with criticism. Thank you all for giving me the time out of your day to read this. I'll try to post more when I can. Mute. And then this is part 2, I believe. Yes. Oh. All right, we're going to read a bit more of this. I got a message here. Just give me a second. All right. Definitely one. I think we'll definitely do one more because that didn't take terribly long to read. Welcome back. For those of you that I haven't bored to death already, that was awkward. Welcome back for those of you I haven't bored to death already. If you haven't read the first part of this, I highly suggest you click here for my last introduction. Excuse me. In my last introduction, I mentioned being inspired to share my story with you after hearing so many others. You see, I work graveyard shift, 4 p.m. to 3 a.m., cleaning dusty, dark, decrepit old buildings. I work alone. As you can imagine, this kind of environment can be spooky at times. What better excuse to pop on some headphones and drown out those terrifying noises with some good old-fashioned Reddit stories. It's hard to feel spooked when you're laughing your ass off. Proven science! If you're tired of hearing some robotic, monotonous voice reading Reddit stories, and you prefer... Okay, I'm just going to cut this bit out, sorry. Okay. Weabeard and I began to spend more time getting to know each other in the weeks that follow. Both of us having similar interests, gaming, horror movies, anime, really helped to keep the fire blazing between us. To my knowledge, he seemed like a sweet, funny, and all-around great guy to be around. Though he was much more heavily into anime than I was, thus the nickname, his real username was a bit weeaboo-ish too, if I'm honest. It was, imagine something like Naruto Kichigo Wolf. And yes, he legitimately had wolf in his name. What is it with neckbeards and wolves? Honestly. He was easy to talk to, and I found myself confiding in him most of the things troubling me at the time. This moment in time, I was a bit unstable for me. I was really leaning on him as a friend and a confidant. I had just gotten out of a messy divorce after catching my husband of 5 years cheating on me on Christmas Eve, and I was hesitant to jump into another relationship, but I did like him a lot. He, on the other hand, was not too subtle about his attraction to me and his desire to form a more meaningful connection with me than just being friends. As you've probably already noticed, I haven't delved into a proper description of our featured creature just yet, and there is a reason for that. I didn't know what the dude looked like at this point in time. I had shared pictures of myself with him, of course. Nothing racy. I'm not that kind of girl. But all I had received from him in kind were descriptions of what he looked like from his own word of mouth. He described himself as tall, dark hair, brown eyes, muscular, typical stuff that would make anyone in a picture decently attractive person. Not that this was the only body type I found attractive. My ex-husband was 5'9", pushing 400 pounds. I tend to fall in love with the person, not their physical appearance. I, by no means, consider myself to be the epitome of attractiveness myself. I stand at a whopping 5'3", perfect height for a nut punch if you make me angry. I weigh about 110 pounds soaking wet, hair normally dyed a dark color, but I'm naturally a chestnut brunette. Greenish blue eyes and the palest of all pale white chicks you've ever seen. Casper's got nothing on me. I blind people during the summer. During the first few weeks talking with Weabeard, while sharing pictures of what I look like, I did ask him to send me some on his own, and all I'd get in response was, "I'm really shy about posting pics," or, "Oh my, camera doesn't work at the moment." You guys, I'm not stupid. I swear. I meet this guy online, which has a great personality. He works out. He's tall, dark, and handsome, but he won't share pictures of me or even get on a voice call. Of course I was highly suspicious. Those flags were waving in my face more frantically than those of those inflatable tube men. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Hi, I'm Dan Harrington of Dan Harrington's Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man Emporium and Warehouse, and I'm passing the savings on to you. Okay, that was my. Okay, oh, that was. Be that as it may, I just started to overlook this. I didn't have any right to demand some stranger show me that what he looked like over the internet, because despite having talked to him for a couple weeks at this point, we were still just that, strangers to one another. He had every right to guard his identity from me, like he had said. How did he know I was who I said I was? This all changed one random summer day when Weeaboo decided to accidentally send me one of many unsolicited pickle pictures. Weeaboo sends pickle picture over Discord. Most girls can't handle my size. Hehehe. 2 moments later. Oh shit, sorry. Oh my god. Look at her butt. Anyways. Haha, you like it? I thought your camera wasn't working. Well, I went out and bought a new one yesterday. The first thing he sends me is a pickle. Really? Not only was this a pickle, but it was a rather large pickle. Like, almost scary. I don't know if a lot of guys are aware, but there is such a thing as too big. Needless to say, the pickle picture had made our interactions in the coming days slightly awkward. Neither of us brought it up, and I didn't want to start pressing the issue of him having no excuse how to not send me an appropriate picture of himself, lest the pickle incident spring right back up in my face. Pardon the phrasing. Insert video of phrasing from what the hell was that? Anyways, my brain is not working completely properly right now, but it was actually him that made the first move in this regard. Hey, so now that I have a camera, did you want to do a video call on Discord sometime? Really? Sure, I'd love to. Maybe we can watch a movie or play a game or something on call. Yeah, that sounds fun. How about this weekend? Would that work? Yeah, I'm off. It's perfect. I'll see you then. I looked up from my phone with my heart literally leaping out of my chest. I was going to do a Discord call with this person I'd been talking to now for about a month that had been an enigma, and I had kind of started to like. I mean, like. I was nervous as hell. The day of our scheduled call, I remembered spending a lot of time looking for the perfect outfit to wear, deciding on what I should do with my hair, if I should wear makeup or not, just the general stuff I normally worry about when I meet some stranger for the first time. This guy was cool, sweet, funny, and a little dorky, and so was I, to be honest. And had become the closest person in my life at the moment. I had absolutely no idea what he looked like. Now I was about to find out. I was absolutely floored. I got my camera ready, adjusted my hair, checked my face, and waited. Soon the little Discord jingle was ringing out from my computer, and I straightened up, grabbed my mouse, and with a deep shaking breath, I clicked the green button gleaming at me on the screen. What met me on the other side had all of my hopes and dreams crashing down around me. Have I lost some of you yet? Lol, sorry, this story starts off very slow, but I promise the next part will definitely be getting into the thick of it. All of it. Take care, guys, and thanks for reading once again. Okay. We are going to leave it there. I'm actually going to tease you guys. We're gonna continue this tomorrow. I think we're gonna do another short stream tomorrow. Just because I might be working most of the week and might not have some time or energy to stream. So we'll finish off this saga tomorrow. And I'm actually going to be ending stream early today. My throat is absolutely screaming at me right now. The air has gotten really dry, so I'm going to make sure to do some warm-ups tomorrow so that we can have a longer stream. And we'll get into some art tomorrow. I've honestly been having a bit of art block lately. But I really want to thank everyone for joining me today on the stream. And I really, really hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend if you don't catch me tomorrow. So we're going to raid out here. And let's see who we can raid out to. Kit's streaming. Okay, we'll send you at Kit. Just because Kit's awesome. And she's what is Kit doing today? Kit's doing Minecraft today. All right, I'm gonna swap over to my ending screen, and you guys have a great afternoon.